tell me, Brad, about how you came to the variety of styles of abstraction that you employ, because your work is quite rangy. You're not, you have a lot of different things that you can do. And is that something you've always embraced? Is it something that's come to you recently? And then maybe you can tell us your abstract artist narrative.
Yes, I mean, I embraced abstract painting when I was, in college in the 80s, going to art school. And I just, obviously you referenced the abstract expressionists from the 50s and so forth, which, was a purely American thing. And so that was something I was always fascinated by. And the more that I committed myself to being a painter, primarily first and foremost, what I found creating abstraction gave me the greatest ability to make imagery that I really wasn't even sure yet what maybe was possible, but to explore that. And I like to jump around. I've been doing this, my career now for close to 40 years, and I like the idea, if possible, of not repeating myself. And maybe that's a hindrance in some ways, and maybe not. I'll riff on a subject and maybe I can come up with 4 or 5 or 6 different paintings, and when I've exhausted that, I feel like I'm ready to move on and to try something different. The challenge for me is to make sure there's a thread of continuity that continues through the work so that hopefully people can recognize that as, okay, that's Brad Ellis. So yes, you're right, as you look at this, and I was kind of impressed, I guess, the works that Peter selected for the show, because we presented several paintings and he could have, said, okay, let's keep it this, and this. But I like the idea that he mixed it up a little bit. And so for me, there's so many different ways to make a picture, in different approaches. And you can start one way and you come to a fork in the road, and you can go left or you can go right. And so it's nice to be working on 2 or 3 or 4 paintings at any one time to explore all of those options. And sure, sometimes it's not going to work, and you scrape it all off and you start over. But I like the idea of, when I start an abstract work, I've got an idea where I would think it needs to go, but once you get into it, and if you're really, look at some of these paintings, and you let it speak to you, and you adapt, and you, at least for me, and so it's never-ending possibilities.